Well, as you can see, the lighting in my room frickin' sucks. I'm gonna go to angle it so you can see my way through back here in the back. Anyway, this is a video review of the Samsung Galaxy Lite. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. And if you want to, get some snacks or whatever. This is gonna be a decently long video. Would you shut the frick up? I'm making a video! That outburst was brought to you by Bakugan Sonic. Holy crap. Okay. Let me get back to the video. I gotta get this freaking light over here. They don't have special effects, so, you know, if the video looks amateurish just because they don't have any special effects or anything, I can't really freaking get the thing looking better because I don't have all those cut the video, cut the picture phone, all that crap. So this is gonna be a straight up video. I need to shave. And so, take my glasses off for the purpose of seeing the phone better, so I can better point out the details of said phone in this review. This phone, for the record, where's the freaking, what angle am I recording? This phone, for the record, is a freaking budget phone. So, if you want a decent phone, oh look at me trying to adjust my glasses on right now. If you want a decent phone, don't buy this, because you want to stay away from budget phones at all costs, and I'll tell you why. I've had to live with the budget phone for... This thing lasted me frickin' 6 months. No frickin' jokes here. 6 frickin' months. Before the speaker decided, oh, I'm not going to work anymore. It still works, but it's very low quality considering how it was. It just doesn't work nearly as good anymore. It's screwed in every way, in every sense in the word. Not every sense. I'm not a phone freak. And I don't sexualize my phones. Usually. We're just changing topics here. You're getting freaking... You're making me feel weird, people. I'm just kidding. Oh, perfect. I opened at just the right time to bring up one problem with this phone. I'm going to be talking a lot of things about this phone. Not just problems, but pros and cons. First off, this phone had problems. Hold on, let me readjust. This phone has a lot of problems with Wi-Fi. It'll at one point be working fine, and the next thing you know, it'll just completely disconnect. You could be watching a video, and suddenly you notice it getting a lot slower, and all of a sudden, it just stops working. Now, I don't recommend anybody selling or throwing away any of their phones that they don't use anymore, and I'll tell you why. You can use them as little mini tablets for games or videos, YouTube, whatever you want to use them for. They still have a work. Chances are, if you're not using them but still have them, they probably still have a working camera and working speakers and at least a working headphone port. So you can still use them for music or whatever. So I wouldn't throw them away. I'd use them as like little portable media devices, because there's no reason to throw them away at all, unless you're just an idiot, or if you want to save money on the next phone, which is still a stupid idea. I mean, go home. I mean, go big or go home, basically. Stop screwing around. If you're not serious about phones, you shouldn't be bothering trying to act like you are and trying to get a nice phone and trying to act like, you know, oh, I have this new high-end phone. If you don't bother paying the full price, don't bother, you know, if you sell one of your old phones in order to get it, then what the frick are you doing? You're not fooling anyone with that. You're looking like, oh, I can afford this new phone, but yet you threw away one of the old ones that's perfectly usable, perfectly functional for a lot of different things, just because you didn't want to pay the full price because you're a wimp, you know. And you can get a job, you can do other things to get money. Me, on the other hand, I can't because other reasons. So, you know, don't go trying to pull that crap on me. I'll frickin'... Oh, you're just late. I'll find your address. Seriously though, this phone's great. It's a great phone if you only want to use it for like 6 frickin' months. Otherwise, don't bother, because budget phones go out super easy. One of the first things that goes out is the speaker. Then it's just, the rest is history. I mean, once the speaker goes out, a lot of other crap goes on. I personally recommend not going with Android devices to begin with, because really? Android? That's the best you can do? Don't. No. Go iOS, go Windows, which is the best in my opinion. Even go BlackBerry before you go Android, because Android, let's be honest people, it's lackluster, it's terrible, it deletes your stuff, it spies on you. But anyway, this phone, as you can see, runs Android Jelly Bean. It's a nice phone, you know, there's nothing wrong with it if it would just keep working and not stop working within 6 months. If it wasn't for that, it'd be fine. It'd be a great phone. I like the phone. I love the phone as far as design and all that. This back here, back casing, it looks really nice. It's scratchable because it's strapped on the stairs first week of having it. I didn't have a case on it yet, but it's still pretty good. It's a great design. I absolutely love design, especially the silver lining around the phone is really great. You can't see it in the video because of the terrible lighting in here, but we might see this a little bit. It's a good phone for design and for functionality, but 6 months that passes, it's gonna be working really badly, and you're gonna want to replace it by all means. Because if you don't want to replace it when it's working like that, something's wrong with you. Now, this phone does not have a fingerprint sensor, so if you're hoping to lock it with a fingerprint, well, you're screwed because you can't. And there's a bunch of different things about this phone that are great. The speaker's really nice whenever it's not going out. I'm gonna play a little sample while I can, while the Wi-Fi is still hooked up, because I'm not using it as a daily driver anymore. Now I'm using my Lumia 635, which I review. You can expect one for that later. I'm gonna play a little sample of audio. Now, this isn't how the phone sounds because this phone speaker's been screwed up a little bit, but for the most part, they work pretty good. I'm gonna play a song to test out, to show you just a sample of how the phone just how the phone sounds. It's like a little sample of it. This isn't the actual sound because you're listening it through a video, and because the speakers have been had some major wear and tear. But here you go. As you can see, that was Eminem, Bad Guy, in case you're wondering. Great song, by the way, great artist. Speakers are usable. You know, even if they've had some wear and tear on them. Trying to get the camera perfectly, and it just it's all screwed up. Okay, whatever. It's a good phone. It works great. It's got great app support because it's got one Android. So a lot of people say, "Oh, Android has the best apps." That's also a lot of crap in some cases. But besides the point, it's a great phone. If you want a phone you can use for 6 months and toss it out into a bin, and then use it for like YouTube and games and whatever. I don't at all condone getting rid of any kind of phone because there's just no point in it. I mean, I still have my freaking 521 here, Lumia 521, which the battery keeps falling out. The battery will fall out like 5 times a day. I still keep it. I haven't got rid of it. You know why? It still has uses. Anybody just throws phones out the freaking door or whatever because they want to get a new one, it's a freaking idiot. No offense, but I'm just saying how it is. It's stupid to do that. It really is. It's just illogical, it's dumb, and it's wasteful. And kids in Africa who don't have phones, who could have phones, if you're just going to throw them away, you might as well just donate them. You know, instead of wasting everybody's time and money just throwing them out. Heck, there are kids in America who don't have cell phones. You could give them your old cell phone. You know, they'd have something to watch YouTube with on their Wi-Fi, or have something to play a few games with. You know, stop being selfish jerks and throwing your phones out and just not using them anymore. It's not supposed to be a rant video. It's supposed to be a review video. It is still a review, but there's really not much to say about this phone. It's great for 6 months, and then it says screw you afterwards because it just stops working properly. Here's the power button. Here's the volume button. Headphone jack located on top. Here's the charger port on the bottom. Oh no, I'm showing you phone porn because I showed you the phone's butt. Anyway, it's I don't have the glasses on while I'm doing that. It's a great phone. I highly recommend it for 6 months. Otherwise, don't bother. I actually recommend a lot better phones. I recommend, if you can get it, the Samsung Galaxy S5 if you're an Android person. But overall, the best phone I can recommend you is probably the Lumia 930 or the Lumia Icon if you're on Verizon. But still, I prefer the 930. Anyway, by all means, you know, if you just need a phone for 6 months so you can afford a better one, until you can get your check or whatever, you might want to go with this. It's only for T-Mobile for the most part, but you can find it for other carriers if you search hard enough, and or if you do know the glitch that I know that gets you to be able to use it on whatever. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed. And by all means, I recommend something else, but if you just need a phone for 6 months, get